wasp or something like that. Don't tell me you're living in there. Well, that's interesting. No big deal. Seems like a wasp has made its home in the console of my tractor here. So I'm standing in the center of what used to be a riding ring for horses, something like an oblong shape. Took up this whole area nonetheless. And on the other side of it was another small ring. And then everything else was growing grass as best as it could. But they had a lot of horses on here. I think 8 was the total. And even though they have, well, we have now multiple pastures where things could be moved around, they didn't really have a grazing system implemented at all. So you had parts of the property that hadn't had an animal graze or feed on it ever. And then we had parts like this that were just so used and abused that seemingly nothing was going to grow on it. And it was very hard. It was dusty. But with some patience and just knowing that Mother Nature will always reset herself, we knew we could get the ground back. So one of the first things we did was we took the riding ring out. And then behind me, which you can't see, we had lined up all the riding ring panels and made a division across the pastures. And it allowed us to block this area out from any animal activity at all. And then we started it to hope and let things grow. We did plant a few times like daikon radishes, and I think we planted winter wheat one time, ryegrass another time, and each time a little more stuck and it got a little bit better. This is the first year that I've had knee-high, waist-high grasses, which is great. And it's another reason why I haven't cut it, because it's all about the seed and drop it seed everywhere. So yeah, so it's very promising. But some of the other things we did seeding. I would bring out waste hay and just dump it and roll it around and try to spread it out the best I could. And lawn clippings, I'd bring them up and just dump them wherever. I had no rhyme or reason. I was just trying to cover up any exposed clay. We had no topsoil. And try to begin the process of building back organic material. And had a couple fires in different areas. Spread those ashes all around. Our main fire pit is actually right here still. And every so often I can spread those ashes around as well, and it's made an improvement overall. Like I said, this is our 4th summer here, so I consider it basically 3 years of results. That first year, really, it wasn't even August when I was starting to address some of the things. Excuse me, it was already August, and I was just starting to address some things. So I missed most of the year. We weren't here yet. So, but let me spin this around and I'll show you the ground, and show you some of the grasses and stuff that are coming back. So this is a pretty good example of what the earth looked like here. Just barren clay, no vegetation whatsoever. A couple sparse pieces here and there, but we didn't even have that. This is cuttings from mowing the lawn up here, mowing the field, and dropping them right there. It's straw pieces, it's grass clippings, everything I dumped up here. But when you dig into it, you can see you already have a brown matter that's beginning to look a lot like topsoil. And we'll do this continuously for probably several more years where I let it grow to really long, and then I chop it down onto itself, and then we just repeat the process. I can do it about 3 times a year because of how much grows. But if you do get down and look, I don't know, there is a lot of tall wispy grass. And like I said, everything here used to be like that spot right there, just hard pan clay. So I'll give you a little look around. You could see the ring shape right there. It went all the way around. Basically all this brown. And it's fortunately it's not brown so much because it's open earth as it is brown because it's got grass that's grown to maturity and is dropping its seeds right now. That's what most of the gray is that you're seeing. Apparently I still got quite a few open spots I gotta cover up, but you know, it really never ends. I mean, if you would have saw this place 4 years ago, yeah, it was like I said, it was just straight clay like a tennis court. But Julie and I were just talking. We have this back portion of property, and we're going to let it grow out about 50 feet of woods. So the neighbor's fence line and our fence line will have at least a 50-foot buffer of trees before we're into, you know, each other's business. It makes pastures much more user-friendly, I think, you know. Animals prefer more than just straight grass or straight hay. You know, they like getting branches and sticks and things like that as well. So here's the old Rainy Green John Deere tractor. So that kind of gives you a gist. It's nothing fancy. Just takes some patience. You know, like I said, the earth will reset itself. And it's typical when it's barren to get weeds first. Breaking into that hard soil, digging their roots down deep with a taproot or something like, you know, a dandelion might do, or a thistle bush or something like that, breaking open the earth. There's just a lot of great benefits to weeds, quote unquote weeds, and they'll be the first things that show up after your land has been so much, you know, so abused. We'll just say. I mean, nothing was done malicious, obviously, but it's just a heavy volume of animals they had on here. They want to be out there eating different things. They want to be eating sticks. They want to be eating dry leaves and green leaves and woody sticks and not woody sticks, you know, green sticks. And that's one of the things we're very happy we're able to provide for them, you know. We see, like I said, I see a lot of people that just have their animals in pens. And that, not saying that they can't have a good life or anything. It's just we see it a little bit different, and we want them to have as much room as they so choose, you know, within the confinements of pretty big pasture areas. This one I'm on here is 6. That's 6. The little one that they're in is probably just under 1. So they've got plenty. With the new addition of goats, we may make the pen bigger. I'm about to swat a wasp. We're gonna make the pen bigger and extend into the forest that way a little bit. But could I have just left this to its own devices to mature and reseed itself with you know, greenery and everything? Absolutely. I think it would have taken a lot longer. You can see there's areas that I still have to get material on. So So that right there tells me that if I hadn't been bringing up stuff and putting it on different places, I most likely wouldn't have as much ground cover as I have. You know, you roll out a old bale of waste hay, and everywhere you do that, you get phenomenal hay grass that grows in. It's one of these great little secrets, you know, you kind of stumble upon. And for us, the previous owners had left a bunch of waste hay, and it was all moldy and just damp, and it was good for nothing really. So we did just that. I took them and I just put them in the field just to get them out of our way. And I noticed that around them, the grass was really dark green, and it was real thick, lush grass. You know, looked almost like a fescue or something. It was just, and I eventually was cleaning things up finally, and these bales had broken down quite a bit, and they're just sitting there in clumps, and I just pushed them and broke them up and spread them all around. And that was a big part of everything getting reseeded over here. There's a spot on the other side of the fence where the grass is just the greenest and darkest you'll see, and it's down this entire strip where I just rolled like a carpet where I rolled out the hay bale. So yeah, you can make a difference for positive for your property. And you know, we do it all obviously. We want to make the improvements for ourselves, but some of these things we'll never even see. You know, the trees and stuff that we planted, as much use as we may see from them, those are for other generations, you know. By no means am I planting a tree at 47 years old and going, oh, I'm going to see that thing to, you know, 100 years old. No, I'm going to be dead in about 30 years. That tree will be barely at its, you know, teenage size, maybe getting into adulthood. So we plant trees for future generations. I think that's a gimme. But a lot of this other stuff is that too. You know, it's to improve the overall environment. It's to give more refuge for more animals. You know, we're not a hospice center for animals. We have deer, we have fox, we have raccoons, we have dozens of different types of waterfowl that come through and use our pond. You know, rabbits, the mice, the snakes, the turtles, all this stuff that we're seeing all the time and catching all the time and enjoying, all benefits from us helping improve this pasture. So yeah, I'll get off my soapbox. I just wanted to share that with you, and you know, maybe give some people some insight if they're trying to improve their soil. Just try some basic things, like I said, dumping your yard waste and spreading it out, especially your grass clippings. You got any waste hay, or you're cleaning out an animal pen or something, spread that stuff out. Steve, I got 10 acres. How am I going to spread it? Don't start with 10 acres. Start with 5 feet. You know, start spreading it around and get it bigger. Get another pile, add another pile, another pile. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and mountains are moved one stone at a time if need be. So pick your battles, I guess, and I think most people can get it done. All right, have a good day, folks.